everyone, welcome back. Thank you for being here. I am going to do another deconstructed bloom tonight. I am doing this one with silver. It is a commission request, and I'm going to change things up. So I've been using gold in every single one. Let me make sure that my microphone is in place. So I've been using silver for every single one, and I'm gold for every single one. And for this one, I'm going to be using silver. And I am also going to try to layer the colors a little bit differently so that I get a spread of all the colors through the blooms when I blow them out. So I'm going to get started. Let's paint. So I created this deep, dark bluish violet color for the base. I think it is really pretty. And because I have pearl blue and pearl violet within the painting, I think it's going to work out really well. I'm going to save a little bit for my edges. Get enough around here. And then I'm going to add some of the pearl blue and pearl violet. So I need to figure out which one is which because I've had them sitting for a while. Okay, so that is pearl violet, I believe. Let me see. Yes, and then this should be pearl blue. I can tell. Yep, pearl blue. All right, so I'm going to pour around this way first. So pearl violet over there. Maybe a little bit through here too. All right. Okay. Yeah, I had done the commission for Terry where I did those 3 deconstructed blooms. This is a 2-foot by 4-foot canvas. And when I did that, I had another client reach out to me and she was like, could you do it with silver? And I was thinking back, I don't think I've done one with silver yet. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to turn out. I need to find my torch. Aha, I have it. All right, let me see here. Okay. All right, let me swipe through this first. Oops. Well, I didn't do a very good job swiping that, really. But let's see. I had a lot of the pearl color that came off on top of my... Okay, I like that because I like to leave some like stripes of the pearlescent there. All right. I don't ever think one of my New Year's resolutions is going to be cleaner because I don't think it's possible. That is definitely not one of my SMART goals for sure. Okay, all right, so I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start, so I am going to start the first puddle as, okay, I want to have one here and one here. So I'm going to start my first puddle right here. And my next one right here. And then instead of pouring directly on top of the color, I think I'm going to pour, I'm going to try to do this. Maybe I should do it with a palette, with a stir stick. I'm going to try to go around it instead of right over it. And let's see. I should have probably tested this out on a smaller canvas, but let's see if that does anything. Because what I found when I'm doing these deconstructed blooms is if I puddle the colors right on top of one another, the colors that are on the bottom, I don't ever really truly get to see those. They kind of pop through at the ends, but not directly as I'm doing them. All right, so, and then I think, do I want to put a little bit of the pearl blue down now? Yeah, maybe I'll do that too. Should I do that around it? Let's see. we are going to test this whole thing out together. Okay, I'm actually quite interested. I probably shouldn't have done, I can always redo it if she doesn't like the way that this one comes out. So no worries there. All right, so that was my blue. Now I'm gonna come in, I do want a tiny little bit of the purple in the center of these. And then I am gonna do the purple kind of around this, over top that blue as well. And then the last one, I think I'm gonna come in with a little bit of the silver in the center and a little bit more around the outer edges. Okay. And then my pearl violet, little bit in the center, little bit in the center, and then around the edges again. So it's kind of all gonna be spiraled. I have no idea if this is gonna work out or not. Maybe I do one more little, no. I think I'm gonna keep it the way it is. Okay, I was debating whether or not I should do like one more little section of color in the center, but I think not. I just, like I said, I drop everything. There is no help for me with being cleaner. Okay, so start with a bunch in the center and then spiral it outward over all the colors. Now, I just had a private lesson with a lovely gentleman named Ted, and I've done multiple virtual private and in person, actually, he flew to see me, private lessons, and we realized a couple of things. One, he was not spiraling enough activator over the colors, and he also was not using enough base and using too much color in the center to spread it all out. So we fixed those few things, and it was perfect for him. So those virtual lessons, they're a little bit more difficult because you have to have all the supplies and it's a little bit harder. I can't hold your hand literally while I'm doing it, but I can definitely tell some things and help out with some things that are just apparent just from watching you paint and you do it. So that's always interesting to me. Okay, I think that is good around this one. I want to get a little bit more right there in the center. And then on this one, I want to have a little bit more. I'm very interested to see how this one's going to come out. Okay. All right. Whew, that was heavy. That is a full jug. Okay, let me give this a little torch. And then I am going to blow this out. Okay, so I I think I'm going to do a little bit around the edges here because I just don't want it to go straight off. I don't want to lose my bloom. I went a little bit bluer on this color than purple, so I hope that the client is going to be okay with that. But I think this is so pretty. Look at this gigantic jug that I have here. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm actually surprised I don't get more, as I said that, that I don't get more paint on me. Okay. I think I'm just going to put on some gloves and go for this. Whew. I have had this sitting here to do this commission for so long. I also have an abstract painting to do. And abstract work on its own, like not fluid art, just brushwork, is so daunting to me sometimes because it's intuitive. It comes from absolute nothing on a canvas and you create a painting out of it. Oh, and I just need to wrap my head around it and get in the mood to do some more abstract brushwork. Okay, I am going to start. I have a lot of paint on here already. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right, let's see here. I don't want to go all the way off the edge. I want to come up. Do not want to lose that bloom. I think I'm going to come around to the other side, stretch it out, and then I can stretch everything down a little bit. Oh my goodness, this is so pretty. I'm very interested to see how the silver is going to come out. Okay, up this way, over to that edge, and then back so that I don't lose that bloom. Okay. What are we? Oh, my goodness. This is so pretty. I'm really happy with how these blooms turned out. So much more color in them. Okay, I'm going to go down to this corner. Get that bloom down there to that edge and over the side a little bit. Ah! Oh, I gotta put it down. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. One more side to go. Oh, it's dripping all over me. Okay, now I want to bring it all back. I want to bring that bloom up a little bit further. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. Okay, I don't like to fiddle too much with these at this point because these colors that look white are gonna dry pearlescent. And so you can't really tell exactly what they're gonna look like until you let the whole thing dry. So I think I'm done. I'm gonna give it a torch. I'll take you in and then we're gonna see how this dries together. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit difficult to see just because of my lights, but look at all those details and you can definitely see more of each color I had in the puddle. I think the silver is going to be really cool. There's so many details, literally everywhere, even in the dark spots. I'm very happy with this. There's these tiny little cells that happened up here. This portion is gorgeous. Yeah, so we are going to see how this dries. Stay tuned. Yes, y'all. here it is. Oh my gosh. The silver, it's so different. It like cools the entire painting down. I'll show it to you vertical too, but just, ooh, almost fell over. For YouTube, I will show it to you this way. But the pearl colors showed up so cool. So if you remember, these sections were like white with the pearlescent, Amsterdam pearlescent colors. And then let me take you in on some of the details. It's hard to see with any type of light on it really because of how much it's metallic and reflecting. Oh, look at this section up here. So a few things. First thing, I think it is really cool the way that the colors kind of exploded out with circling them around instead of layering them in the puddle. I love the silver. It's so different than the gold. The gold just really like warms the painting up. But let me turn this around so you can see it vertical. Okay, so here it is vertical, and you can definitely tell there's more purple up top and more blue down at the bottom. All right, I had to turn off my overhead light so that you wouldn't get that yellow glare. So much motion and movement in this one. So I am going to send the photos to the client, hope that they like it, and we will see. Thanks everyone for watching. Happy painting. Bye.